Welcome to Alaska, the land of the midnight sun and icy adventures. In this video, we're diving into the heart of America's last frontier to uncover what makes life here so different from the mainland US. With 3 million lakes, more than 12,000 rivers, and 100,000 glaciers, Alaska offers a unique lifestyle that's bound to leave you in awe. Let's journey through this extraordinary world together. The first place we'll explore is Anchorage, which is Alaska's largest city. About 40% of Alaska's population lives there. Did you know that the Port of Alaska is located in Anchorage? It connects Alaska's cargo distribution systems and handles about 4 million tons of freight and cargo annually. Anchorage has great access to the outdoors since it's surrounded by nearby national parks, Cook Inlet, and the Chugach Mountains, just to name a few places. Anchorage also has some of Alaska's most impressive ice landscapes. 360 miles north of Anchorage is Fairbanks, which is renowned for being one of the best places to see the northern lights in Alaska. Fairbanks has spectacular views of the northern lights because it's located in the auroral oval, which is a ring around the Earth's magnetic pole where aurora activity is intense. Alaska has tours and hotels that all offer the experience of seeing the northern lights. In fact, many hotels have wake-up calls if the lights show up. Located on the coast of the Arctic Ocean is Prudhoe Bay, which has the biggest oil field in North America and a lot of industrial machinery for drilling, construction, and maintenance. Prudhoe Bay has a frigid tundra climate and a variety of wildlife, such as caribou, Arctic foxes, polar bears, and over 200 bird species. Prudhoe Bay is so far north that none of the North Slope workers live there full-time. About 1,500 people currently live in Prudhoe Bay. The Dalton Highway connects Fairbanks to Prudhoe Bay. It's a 414-mile-long gravel road that crosses the Yukon River, Arctic Circle, and Brooks Mountain Range. The Dalton Highway is a remote and treacherous highway to drive on because it has dangerous shoulder bends, large rocks, and potholes. In the winter, the highway has heavy snowfall and avalanche risks that make it hard for drivers to see. It's also dangerous in the summer because some areas are slippery and muddy. The Dalton Highway was built as a supply route for the Trans-Alaska Pipeline System. The Trans-Alaska Pipeline System transports crude oil from Alaska's north to tankers in Valdez in the south. It is 800 miles long and is a domestic source of oil for the U.S. The Alaskan Pipeline is an engineering marvel that provides Alaskans with a less expensive energy source and cleaner fuels. Another town in the Arctic region is Utqiagvik, home to the Whalebone Arch. It's one of the most northernmost towns in the world and one of the oldest inhabited towns in the U.S. Utqiagvik is one of the coldest places in Alaska with a mean annual temperature of 11.7 degrees Fahrenheit. Since it's located in the extreme north, Utqiagvik has 24-hour darkness from November to January and 24-hour daylight from May to August. About 5,000 people live in Utqiagvik and survive by hunting seals, walruses, whales, and polar bears. Alaska has two kinds of tundra, alpine and Arctic. Arctic tundra is generally found north of the permafrost line, which is a thick layer of soil that remains frozen throughout the year. Alpine tundra is found at high elevations around the state. Gates of the Arctic has Arctic tundra, and it is the most northern national park in the U.S. This remote landscape doesn't have any roads or trails and is only accessible by air taxi. Speaking of inaccessible national parks, there are a few more in the southern part of Alaska. Katmai National Park, Lake Clark National Park, and Kobuk Valley National Park can only be reached by plane or boat. Did you know that in Katmai, you can spot bears fishing at Brooks Falls? Alaska has 4 other national parks in addition to the 4 we mentioned earlier: Denali, Glacier Bay, Kenai Fjords, and Wrangell St. Elias. Let's take a look at Denali, which is located near the center of the Alaska Range. Known for its stunning scenery and wildlife, Denali is the highest peak in North America, standing tall at 6,190 meters or 20,310 feet. Denali is home to frozen tundra, glacial lakes, deep canyons, and more. Alaska is home to hundreds of species of animals, but its big 5 animals are bears, moose, caribou, Dall sheep, and wolves. In Denali National Park, you can spot all of the big 5. Denali is also the only national park with a kennel of sled dogs. Denali sled dogs are Alaskan Huskies, and the history of dog sledding dates back to 1922, over 100 years ago. Dog sledding is an Alaskan tradition and the state sport. This is one of the national parks where the park rangers use sled dogs to patrol the park during winter. Isn't that cool? However, if you want to experience a sled ride for yourself, there are several tour options across Alaska. The next national park we'll explore is Glacier Bay, which is located in southeast Alaska and west of Juneau, Alaska's capital. Did you know that Juneau is the only U.S. capital that is inaccessible by road? Glacier Bay National Park has more than 1,000 terrestrial and tidewater glaciers, 40 different species of mammals, and 300 species of plants. It's home to mountains, rivers, inlets, coves, harbors, and more. One of the most popular activities you can do in Glacier Bay is whale watching. Kenai Fjords National Park is located on the Kenai Peninsula in south-central Alaska and is reminiscent of the Ice Age. It's home to vast fjords, which are valleys that have been carved by glaciers. Also, the Harding Ice Field, the largest ice field in the U.S., is located in Kenai Fjords. Almost 40 glaciers flow from the Harding Ice Field. Kenai Fjords also has a wide variety of wildlife, alpine meadows, forests, streams, and lakes. Sea otters, whales, and sea lions are just a few examples of the marine animals that you can spot there. Kenai Fjords also has over 190 species of birds, which are most abundant in coastal areas. Puffins, known for their bright orange beaks, are especially popular to find there. Also, Kenai Fjords has many tours that allow you to get a close-up of glaciers and wildlife. There's only one national park we haven't touched on yet, Wrangell St. Elias. It's the largest national park in the United States, spanning more than 13 million acres. To put its size into perspective, it's as big as Yellowstone National Park, Yosemite National Park, and Switzerland combined. Wrangell St. Elias has some of the largest volcanoes, rivers, glaciers, and peaks in North America. 4 major mountain ranges meet in the park: Wrangell, St. Elias, Chugach, and the Alaska Range. The ice fields in the St. Elias Mountains are some of the largest in the world, stretching for about 235 miles. On top of that, Wrangell St. Elias has many different types of habitats, which range from temperate forests to tundras. Now let's take a look at some coastal cities in Alaska. Valdez is located near a deep fjord in Prince William Sound. It's one of the prettiest places in Alaska and a great way to experience anything aquatic. Valdez is home to the Solomon Gulch Hatchery, which is the largest pink salmon hatchery in North America. You can also spot sea lions, seals, otters, eagles, and bears besides the salmon. The hatchery releases 270 million pink salmon and 2 million coho salmon each year. You may also spot bears feasting on the salmon there. Valdez has great viewing of black and brown bears. Here's some footage of a brown bear that we were lucky enough to see during our stay in Valdez. Valdez is also home to Glacier Park, which is located in front of a mile-long glaciated lake. You can see towering icebergs in the Valdez Glacier. The Valdez Glacier Lake often has large chunks of floating ice that are so clear. Seward is a beautiful coastal city in southern Alaska and one of Alaska's oldest settlements. To get to Seward from Anchorage, you can travel along Turnagain Arm, a waterway that's located along the Seward Highway. One side of Turnagain Arm is surrounded by towering mountain ranges, while the other side is surrounded by waterways that have the highest tide variations in the U.S. Seward is packed with nature and is the perfect place to see mountains, glaciers, and go fishing. Seward is also known as the gateway to Kenai Fjords National Park and has spectacular scenery. There are some world-class boat tours that allow you to get a good view of the glaciers and wildlife. Whittier is a city located at the head of the Passage Canal, but it's not just any city. The only way to get there is to drive through a 2.5-mile-long tunnel that goes through the Maynard Mountain. It's called the Anton Anderson Memorial Tunnel and is the longest highway tunnel in North America. The tunnel connects the cities of Porter and Whittier on Prince William Sound. It operates using a specific schedule and opens during certain times during the day. Not only cars, but trains also pass through this one-way tunnel. Once you get to Whittier, you'll find that it's not the city that you were expecting. Did you know that almost all of Whittier's 300 residents live in a 14-story building called Biggage Towers? Whittier gets a lot of snowfall each year and has 60-mile-per-hour winter winds, so Whittier residents can get everything they need under one roof. The Biggage Towers include 197 apartments, a post office, church, medical clinic, offices, police department, and stores. Also, an underground tunnel connects the building to a school, so children can study without needing to step outside. The last coastal city that we'll explore today is Homer, which is the halibut fishing capital of the world and a small city on Alaska's Kenai Peninsula. Homer is known for the Homer Spit, which is a narrow portion of land that stretches for 4.5 miles and is surrounded by the Kachemak Bay on 3 sides. Homer Spit includes many shops, restaurants, charter fishing, port facilities, boat harbors, and other attractions. Also, you can spot a lot of bald eagles at Homer. I hope this video gave you a better idea of just how pristine, beautiful, and unique Alaska is compared to the rest of the US. If you'd like to see more fascinating nature videos, please be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our uploads. I hope you learned something new today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.